You come to this life only once. You can be a doctor, you can be an engineer, you can never be an artist. That comes with you. And that's the gift. And you're chosen. And if you do not pursue, you're not doing your promised talent and not pursuing it. Why don't you do something you like and create something and other people can benefit too? Because you create in a poetry, you could create in a piece of artwork, it's still here forever. And I think that leaves part of you in this world. Artwork I have at the show is called Original Prints, and one titled Melons, another one titled Couple. They were made with the many combination of technique, we call them mixed media. First artwork was started with the dry point engraving and then watercolored and embossed, and the gold leaves put on the top and worked with the very pointy pin and create the artwork. They are limited edition of 25. I am from Turkey. So my work was or continues to describe as a highly stylized native Turkish art. I made fruits and vegetables, but combine them with the landscape of historic places in Istanbul. A couple is a personal memory, a friend of mine, and I'm showing myself in the landscape, which, if you notice, they don't make any sense technique-wise. People cannot be that big, and the background trees cannot be those. But when you look at them together, they are beautiful because elements, they go together. The background actually is taken from a rug, which is authentic. Even the cover of the couch is authentic Turkish rug. A lot of people ask me why the man is thinking in deep thoughts. Those are personal things, but it has been a very popular print.
The two pieces are Portrait Study 1 and Portrait Study 2. They're both very different in terms of portraiture. One's a bug. One's your more traditional expectation of a portrait of a woman. They're both done in pencil, and they're both what I would call preliminary works that would probably lead to a larger painting eventually. Portrait Study 1 is a drawing of a praying mantis. These are pretty interesting little guys. So I started doing a series of drawings, trying to treat the praying mantis almost as if it's a whole new human figure type study. Portrait Study 2 is more of what you would expect of a traditional portrait, a human face. And it comes from actually a series of photographs I took during a trip to Italy. And this portrait was then developed and included in a larger composition, which became an oil painting. I call them both portraits, but they are, obviously very different takes on the whole concept of portraiture.
The work you see behind me is mine, and they don't have titles in the way that you normally expect something to be titled. Flowers, well, it's evident they're flowers. So the title is actually the day that the work was finished. These are all digital art pieces. I found a good part of this on the internet, from books, magazines, scan it in, and compile these images so that they have some kind of correlation between one thing and another, so it's a kind of relationship. Hopefully this evokes some kind of response from someone who sees it. So the first one is flowers, and it's the kind of image you would see in some certain kinds of motel rooms. But if you really look carefully at it, you're rewarded because there's additional information. And if you go look closely at it, you'll see that there are houseflies all over it. So you have this banal image of sort of ordinary beauty, right, in decay. The other one essentially is two images. One is a kind of Valentine's Day card, two pussycats holding each other with hearts exploding around them. And there's one image of this knife holder, which is what women give their divorced girlfriends so they can put the knife into their husband. So you have Valentine's Day, banal thing, kissy-facey thing. That's the beginning, unrealistic, and then the end, which is another kind of unrealistic thing.
I went to high school, I was high school artist. Then the college, there was one university taught art. I was the first chosen from the 7 million people.
I majored in art as an undergraduate student. I got out of school, was out of school for a few years, was working on my own quite a lot, doing a lot of drawing and painting.
I went to a small liberal arts college called Wagner College in Staten Island during the day, and I went to Cooper Union in Manhattan at nighttime. So I was going to 2 colleges, neither one of them knew about it.
I studied 5 years and got a master's degree, and one of my goals was to be a professor.
Decided to go back to graduate school, got my master's degree in drawing and painting, and since then have been teaching in various capacities.
I graduated from Wagner, and I virtually finished at Cooper Union.
If you ask my students, I will never hide my techniques. I invent many ways of doing things. I will immediately transfer to someone else. That's how the civilization grows.
I teach color theory classes. Obviously my experiences in painting give me a lot of good experiential background for that. The cartooning classes have taught me a lot in a practical sense about line and how to think about line. Photography, I teach drawing, also comes into value. So each one has its emphasis and each one has its opportunity to show itself, I think, in my instruction.
I'm teaching drawing, for example. We're working on tattoos now. This would be one heck of a tattoo, no? You say, ooh, that's that art? Well, they have to take an object, a word, and several other things and combine them in some way.
Yeah.
So it opens up a discussion about, why did you take that? What about this interest you, and so on. And if you get them thinking and talking about their choices, that will help them make something that's truer than just slapping stuff together. You put the A right here.
Yay!
This is how you get an A. You give more than what is asked for.
We call our department actually the best secret in the Montgomery County.
I think Montgomery College is a tremendous opportunity for a lot of people.
We have a full art department. It specializes in studio art, computer graphic, music, and theater. We give a 2-year degree in studio art and certificate in computer graphic.
We have very good facilities.
We have state-of-the-art computer classroom, and that is terrific.
We've got very good instructors.
You have the opportunity to study with a man who has an international reputation, Zeki Findukolo.
Things generally are very accessible.
David Carter, who draws like an angel and is committed to art 365 days of the year.
Montgomery College gives you the opportunity to kind of ease your way into things.
And of course there's me, and I taught for almost 18 years at Parsons School of Design and the New School.
And it gives you a relatively low-key environment, I think a relatively safe environment to explore things.
Everybody helped me to build the department, and I am really appreciative to see almost like my children grow up. And when I retired, I will be very proud that I have done something less forever.
For more information about the Department of Art, Computer Graphics, Music, and Theater on the Germantown campus, call 240-567-7762